As the filthy air blew through the project of Boca City, a young, short girl with a high bun was stiffly walking around on the sidewalk. Sade nervously looked around but tried to hide it as she put on a poker face. As the day slowly went on, she had gotten to the gas station where she saw a guy with a black hoodie standing next to the gas. Sade took out a bag when she got there, and when he reached towards her, Sade exchanged a small bag with the money the guy had in his hand. She has been taking and selling drugs since she was 12 because the guy showed her how to use it and how to sell it. He explained to Sade how it could make the pain mitigate and her stress go away. After that, she believed him and thought what the man said was true and went along with it. After a few years, it was something to calm her down and forget about her past. Drugs was her medicine, comfort and a stress reliever. 75% of people in the project are addicted to drugs, but it's not as bad as Sade's addiction. While walking back to her apartment, Sade put the money in her pocket. Some people said hi to her, which made her a little uncomfortable, but she pretended to play cool and said hi back. Once at her apartment, she sat on the couch thinking about her past. "Hey, sweetie, you're home early," her stepdad said. "Hi," she tried to ignore him. "Let's go to my room and watch TV, eh?" the stepdad asked. Sade hesitantly answered, okay. While going into the room, the stepdad closed the door and locked it. Then he sat her on the bed and gave her a seductive look. "So, Sade, sweetie, we're about to take a bath. Let me help you take off your shirt and pants." While he got her to get out of her dirty clothes, he sat up slowly and undid his belt and pants. Sade felt very uncomfortable in her stepdad's hard gaze. The stepdad got on top of her and he was touching her. Sade cried, "Please, Dad, stop!" The stepdad slapped her and commanded, "Stop moving, I won't have to hurt you more. Now you're mine." He grabbed Sade while she screamed, "Dad, stop! You're hurting me!" As the memory got fuzzy in her mind, her heavy tears flew quickly down her face. She never really was a crier, but thinking about her past made her weaker, and she doesn't like feeling vulnerable. Sade hated that night, and she didn't like how her mom would go out to the men's club to get money, and she wouldn't come home for days. When her mom did come home, Sade told her mom that her stepdad had hurt her, and her mom wouldn't believe her and chose the stepdad over her. He took out a cigarette and put a lighter to it, then started to smoke. Sade didn't want to smoke, but it was her addiction, a habit, and it was a way for her to forget everything in the past and to clear her mind. Her boyfriend, Devante, would come to her house sometimes and smoke with her, but she would never let him touch her because she wasn't ready. Sade had issues with touching and her own insecurities. She thought being touched would turn into something more than just one touch to the arm. Devante knew not to touch her and he knew not to call her name, but in his mind he wants to end the relationship, but he didn't know how to. The only solution he has is to cheat. He did see a new girl come into the city, and of course he wanted to mess around with her. One day when Devante didn't come to Sade's house to smoke, she thought maybe he was at the park, so she went walking around towards the park. Yes, she sees him, but he wasn't alone. He was with the new girl, Allison, hugging and kissing her. Sade hated every bit of the scene she saw, so she walked up to them and screamed at Devante. When she turned to walk home, she was crying. A guy spotted her walking down the street, and he seen her cry. He seemed hesitant and thoughtful in his step, but sped up as he saw her turn the corner. He caught up to her and tried to introduce himself to her, but it fell on deaf ears. On the other hand, Sade was terrified, and it made her more scared to turn around and to look at the man that ran after her. She hid her head in her hands and fell to her knees. Taylor